Welcome to the Daily Donald on YouTube, where we provide the most unbiased summary of the hottest Trump headlines. Today is January 10th, and we're diving into one of the most talked about moments in modern legal history, Donald Trump's hush money trial and its surprising conclusion. Before we get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's jump right in. Let's start with some context. This case has been years in the making and stems from events dating back to Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. At the heart of the trial is a hush money payment made by Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The payment was meant to silence allegations of an affair before the election. Trump reimbursed Cohen through what prosecutors argued were falsified business records, payments labeled as legal fees. Fast forward to 2023, and Trump became the first former president to face criminal charges. The trial, held in New York, resulted in Trump being found guilty on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in May 2024. These charges carried a potential sentence of up to 4 years per count, yet Trump has emerged without any penalties. How? That's where today's story gets really interesting. On Friday, Judge Juan Merchan handed down a highly unusual sentence, an unconditional discharge. This means Trump's conviction stands, but he won't face any jail time, fines, or probation. Judge Merchan justified this decision by citing the impracticality of sentencing a president-elect just days before his inauguration. Prosecutors didn't oppose this, likely aware of the logistical nightmare that incarcerating a sitting president would create. So what does this mean? While Trump walks free, he is now officially a convicted felon, the first president, former or sitting, to hold that distinction. As you might expect, reactions have been deeply polarized. Critics argue this sets a dangerous precedent. How can someone be convicted of 34 felonies and face zero consequences? Legal experts fear it undermines the principle of equal justice under the law. On the flip side, Trump's supporters see this as a vindication. They argue the trial was politically motivated and that the lack of penalties proves there was no real case against him. Trump himself has called the case a terrible setback for the justice system and maintains his innocence. Public opinion seems equally split, with debates raging on social media and in the press about whether this was a fair outcome or an example of political privilege. This isn't the first time a prominent figure has faced legal challenges while in the spotlight. Let's take a step back and look at some historical comparisons. Richard Nixon faced potential charges after the Watergate scandal, but he was famously pardoned by his successor, Gerald Ford. Bill Clinton was impeached, but avoided conviction and criminal charges despite lying under oath. What makes Trump's case unique is the sheer scale, 34 felony convictions, and his status as a sitting president-elect. It raises questions about how the legal system handles powerful figures and whether political considerations overshadow justice. So, what does this mean for Trump's second term? As a convicted felon, Trump faces several restrictions. He can't own a firearm or hold state-level public office. International travel could also become tricky, as countries like Canada and the UK often bar felons from entry without special waivers. This could complicate his ability to meet foreign leaders. However, Trump is likely to use this as a rallying cry. He has already positioned himself as a victim of a biased system, and this narrative could energize his base. On the legal front, Trump's team has vowed to appeal the conviction, arguing that the case was unconstitutional and politically motivated. The big question is whether this conviction will define his presidency or fade into the background as he tackles other issues. In many ways, this trial is a reflection of the broader debates about accountability and privilege in American politics. Will Trump's conviction have any lasting impact on his presidency, or will it become just another chapter in his long list of controversies? What do you think? Is this a fair outcome, or does it set a dangerous precedent? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Donald. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. See you tomorrow.